Hello, everyone. It's David Erebo here, TNN CEO, um, collaborator with Usosa, as you can see, for the Pro-Unitate Podcast. So it's the Usosa TNN Pro-Unitate Podcast. I just thought I'd give everyone a brief rundown to where we are, what we've achieved, how we're progressing, where we intend to go. The Pro-Unitate podcast show is actually designed to get Usosans talking about the importance of quality education as a tool for nation building, promoting and celebrating those already doing excellent work in this area. It's also a platform where Usosans share our history, vision, and values. We celebrate our successes, get success stories on board, while advocating for best practices in education and striving for the continuous unity of our country, Nigeria. After all, the federal government colleges were created to foster unity and diversification. The collaboration with the New Nigerian, TNN, further brings groups of individuals together to develop solutions and implement them in Nigeria. The New Nigerian bridges the gap between diaspora and Nigeria, merging the best of us in diaspora with the best of us in Nigeria. What we advocate is unity, progress, diversity, and peace. This collaboration came as a result of various consultations, in line, of course, with the agenda of the current President General, Michael Magaji. Michael has thought about how to promote Usosa, how to bring us all together, how to showcase the best of us, how Usosans can learn about the origins of the association, Usosa itself, where his ambitions lie, where he's going. And as such, our very first conversation on the Pro-Unitate podcast. Before I go further, I mustn't forget to also introduce my co-host, Chioma Aniwe, who is the publicity secretary of Usosa, doing incredible work, a very busy woman who gives her all and all for the success of Usosa, sometimes sacrificing her own personal time to make sure that the Usosa agenda is working. She can't be here today. That's why I'm doing this on my own. Again, Chioma is probably engaged with another Usosa event. Since the inception of this podcast, there's been so much going on. We've had the games in Port Harcourt. We've had a plenary in Enugu. We've had a plenary in Canada. There's been several meetings within the association itself. A lot of Usosa OSAs, that's what they're called. So the federal government colleges or federal government girls' colleges are having 50th, 40th anniversaries. So a lot of planning has gone into it. And Chioma is probably engaged with the one for her school, Abuloma, at the moment. I don't know if it's been done already, but I think it's in the works if it hasn't been done. We'll keep you posted on all those events. Our very first podcast was with the President General, Michael Magaji, like I said, where he introduced himself with a goodwill message, to Sosans. It kicked off early in the year, so a happy new year obviously was wished to everybody. Um, Michael Magaji is starting or is already into his second 2-year tenure now and has made a lot of progress during the first 2 years of his tenure, including the first of its kind diaspora plenary, which was held in London in 2024. I happened to attend that one. It was a great success. We had people like Olorogun Chilemehes, who was the main organizer. We had people like Dr. Tare Bew, who was a speaker on the panel. We had people like Roland Ilube, who was the keynote speaker. It was a success. It was an array of schools, ranging from King's College all the way to Federal Government Girls College, Lantang. The key indicators were unity, education, collaborations, networking. I suppose as a part of his agenda, especially in his next year, was to let Usosans actually know the history of how Usosa came about. I believe there's a documentary being developed, which will hit the ground running soon. We should hopefully be able to see that very shortly. Short and long is we came together. TNN and Usosa share quite a few values. The meaning of TNN is the new Nigerian. Who better else, like Chioma says, to showcase the qualities of a new Nigerian, other than Usosans who went to unity schools. It's a lot of hard work. The association is going strong. We hope it goes stronger. We hope that every effort being put in by everyone, selfless efforts, nobody is being paid for it. However, we can see that the journey, which began in 2007, um, is coming to fruition and is multiplying and yielding positive results. So the very first episode obviously was dedicated to the President General. And then we had a bit of history lesson, believe it or not. Second episode, third episode, and probably the fourth episode was a bit about the history of Usosa. We were honored to have people like Dauda Elea, who was of the 79 set FGC Warri, part of the founders of Usosa. Um, Apparently, Usosa came about as a thought when the FGC Sokoto and FGC Warri were about to celebrate their 40th anniversaries. The podcasts are on our various platforms. You can go to the Usosa YouTube channel or the TNN YouTube channel, and you'll be able to view the podcasts. So Usosa came about through a thought by, I think there was a conversation with the late Albert Okumaba, who also went to FGC Warri, a great founding father of the association. Sat together, said, listen, there's more to us. I believe we can do better. Had conversations with other schools, including Kaduna, Enugu, and decided that it was time to form an association that would cater for federal colleges all around the nation. Their first introductory meeting was with the then President Olusegun Obasanjo. Apparently, it was an interesting conversation in the villa. I got this information from Dauda Elea, who sat with us in episode 2 of our podcast, giving us a brief description of how Usosa was founded and talked a bit about himself as well. Um, I think Dauda can be classed as an oracle now. I think there's various sets or components to the makeup of Usosa. We have the oracles. I think those are the 70 set. Then we have the 80 set, which are the ancestors now going downwards and up to this current graduating sets, probably leaving the schools at this point. It's July. I'm sure a lot of the federal government colleges or federal government girls' colleges have their passing out events in their various schools. We've had the opportunity of having guests apart from Dauda Elia. We were honored to have Ayodele Joseph. Ayodele Joseph is one of the founding fathers of Usosa as well. He went to Ilorin. He was of the 1973 set Federal Government College, Ilorin. A motivational speaker. Listening to him, I got a lot of wealth of knowledge. You should listen to it too. Again, visit the Usosa Pro-Unitate Podcast page on YouTube. Visit the TNN Pro-Unitate Podcast on the TNN YouTube page. Ayodele was the BOT secretary from 2007 to 2014, so quite a long time. At one point, he was the interim chairman. I think this was in 2018. After we spoke with Ayodele, we now had Francis Obi. Of course, Francis Obi is the president at the time we spoke to him, the president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria. I think I vaguely remember him talking about trying to go for a position in the world body. Again, progression. I hope he got it. Maybe when we do a part two with him, we'll find that out. He was of the Federal Government College, Ogbomosho Unity School. He was of the 83 set. He's a lawyer and an avid sports administrator. A key indicator, again, a key indication from the various guests we've had include the theme of unity, the theme of education, the theme of progress, the theme of Usosa, networking, elevating ourselves, both in the private and public sphere. Let me go back to a conversation, part of the conversation with Dauda Elia. He mentioned a few names like Ambode, Akpabio. These were all people who had conversations to get to Sosa up and running. I wonder where they are now. I know that Ambode was at one time governor of Lagos State, if I'm correct. Would like to have you on the podcast. Come to us. Share your experiences, share your wealth of knowledge with younger Usosans. Share it with the ancestors and the next generation. Give hope, give unity. Let's progress from where you are to what will become. We believe we will make a very strong impact eventually in our dear beloved country, Nigeria. After all, again, that's why we were created. We spoke with Francis again, theme on sports, badminton. He was avid. We learned how he started playing badminton, how he took interest in it. He had one of the greatest teachers eventually. We learned about the slight discriminations, even within the clubs we have in Nigeria, how he stood his ground at some point, insisting that a foreigner or foreigners play with him. And eventually he became champion and is also interested or has been part of trying to get students in Ogbomoso, FGC Ogbomoso, playing badminton. We hope that at some point we can produce world champions going forward. Shortly after that, we had a conversation with Davies Okeravu. We have since lost Davis. My condolences to the Usosa family. My condolences to his FGC Odogbolu family. My condolence to his personal family, his wife and children. I know that Usosa are doing quite a bit, including his alma mater, in easing the pain of loss. TNN condole with Usosa, TNN condole with his family, TNN condole with Odogbolu. He was an avid chess player. He believed that tackling the issues with life, you could use chess as a yardstick to surmount any what's the word I'm looking for? To surmount any pressures or anything that you felt you couldn't overcome. He believed life was a game of strategies. He eventually, through his career, became a director in the NDDC. I think that's the Niger Development Commission. I think that's the abbreviation. And I think he was into strategic planning based on our conversation. Selfless, gave his time for Usosa. He was the lead Usosa Port Harcourt. I think he was very inclusive in getting the Usosa family together in Port Harcourt. I think he participated quite a great deal in also making sure that the Port Harcourt games were a success. Interestingly enough, another theme was unity, teaching the younger ones, getting serious. No point in putting pen to paper. How do they call it? I think it was white paper projects, and not following up. This is why the leadership under Michael Magaji is definitely following up, based on my understanding, is following up on parts of their agendas, which include getting people to know more about Usosa, getting people to know more about the Unity schools. I believe he works in the presidency and concentrates on education. He has the ear, hopefully, of the Minister of Education, um, and they're planning various strategies. I can't delve into that because I don't have that knowledge. What I do know is that based on the outcomes of the last plenary, which I happened to attend in Canada, a great success, again, following the plenary in the UK last year. Hopefully, I'm sure there'll be a plenary soon in the United States of America. Also, sounds are everywhere. Federal government colleges, alumni are everywhere. We had the privilege of speaking with Dr. Wasagu. Dr. Wasagu is FGC Kano. He was the previous Sec-Gen of Sosa, has held several positions in government administration. And I think he was an assistant to the head of the NHIS at one time. Again, from FGC Kanu, we spoke with Humphrey Nwafo. Now, Humphrey is a very interesting person, quiet demeanor. However, Humphrey is involved in the largest truck city project. It's logistics. It's the largest truck part in the world, based in Lagos. An entrepreneur extraordinaire. Um, Somebody that I think we learnt a great deal from, and somebody I hope our audience would also learn from. Again, we have all these podcasts. They are for your benefits. They are for our collective benefits. Go and learn about our success stories, learn about what it took to get there, learn the difference between the unity schools in the 70s, the unity schools in the 80s, and the current crop of unity schools. Has there been improvement? Has there been degeneration? Let's compare. How can we bring them back to where we used to be? I know in my term, oh, by the way, I went to FGC Idoani. I was the set of 86. I think that makes me an ancestor. At least that's what I was told in the plenary in Canada. So, what do we do to improve education? What do we do to foster unity amongst our people? How can we revamp that sector? How can we bring back um, patriotism uh, within our country? Well, this is a talk between Usosa and the federal government. I'm sure at some point there'll be a scheme rolled out to see if we can improve that. I'm quite sure at some point there will be. Oh, for the ladies not to be left out, obviously we had a conversation with the global president of FGGC Boko. We also had in the same podcast a conversation with Rosemary Obaka, who was the pioneer treasurer of Usosa. Lady O'Malley, the FGGC Boko Global President, class of 91. So you can see we're moving up in time now. A psychotherapist and an avid, keen businesswoman, doesn't joke with the welfare of FGGC Boko alumni. They're doing a lot to improve the lot of the ladies. We also had, again, a podcast with Joyce Daniels. I'm sure most of you know Joyce Daniels. She's the queen of talk. Joyce Daniels has trained over 18,000 people. She's a hostess extraordinaire. Um, she she gives inspiration when you speak with her. Lively, friendly, happy to share experiences. That's episode 10 of the Pro-Unitate podcast. She went to FGGC Abuloma, Chioma's alma mater, and you could see how happy they were when we had the conversation. Chioma was very excited having Joyce on the platform based on the fact that they went to the same alma mater. We've had people like Roland Delube, an MBE, given the honors by the Queen of England. He's worked with Shell for 30 years, an avid cricketer, again on the theme of sports and what he's doing to help his alma mater in that area. We had Dr. Tare Bew. Dr. Bew is an oracle. When you speak with Dr. Bew, you sit down and you listen. He has a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of experience. I was so impressed. I just sat down, took in a lot of what he had to say, including his various exploits in the realm of improving the lot of his people from the Niger Delta, contributing to medical developments that people don't even know he contributed to without you speaking with him. He has an array of experience and knows a lot of people. Um, in my communications with him, I met him in the plenary in the UK. In my communications with him, he has, I'll be very honest, opened doors. He's generous that way. He points you in the right direction. Thank you, Dr. Bew, for your wealth of experience and all you do for not just me, for Usosa, for FGC Worry. He's an alumni of FGC Worry, 73 sets. So when I say he's an oracle, or even maybe a bit more than an oracle, should we say a deity at this point, Um, We've had conversations. Timi Abubakar, 1977 set of FGC Kanu, a keen agriculturalist. I encourage you guys to watch the podcast as well. We talked about fishery, we talked about planting, we talked about the various obstacles that our agriculturalists face. We talked about the shortcomings. We talked about how this can be progressed. I think we have a part two where we will talk a bit more on how to improve agriculture within the Nigerian state itself. Bola Awobamshe, hello, sir. Thank you for all you do. Again, an alumni of FGC Worry. Best friends with Dr. Taribu in the field of engineering. His podcast tells no lie. He was headhunted in the 80s and taken to America, where he's been for a long time. He's developed quite a lot of strategies for countries, not just cities, but countries, including Japan. It's all in his CV. So sounds don't hide. What we do does not hide. Who we are doesn't hide. At the moment, I believe he's trying to work with the federal government. He's an employer of labor in Nigeria, having a company in Nigeria that employs labor. Um, I'm not dropping names. What I'm trying to do here is to show you the value of the TNN podcast, is to let you know that we have people, that our networking opportunities are vast. This leads to the talk about technology. Um, Michael Magaji is in collaboration with various technology groups to see how we can use technology to foster our not only unity but our collaborations and networking. One of those platforms is Alumni Hub. Alumni Hub speaks for itself. The platform is ready. It's a place where you can get all Usosans in one space. Alumni Hub consists of a marketplace, a jobs board, a chat function, announcements, fundraisers, etc. I mean, what are we looking for? It's been developed by Nigerians for Nigerians, developed by Nigerians in diaspora, in collaboration with Nigerians within Nigeria itself. I mean, a one-stop place for your data, a reliable platform, a secure platform where nobody who is not vetted can get in there. It eliminates, immediately eliminates possibilities of scams. That's one of the collaborations Usosa, through the leadership of Michael Magaji, has been able to create. Are you on the platform? Are you on Alumni Hub? I understand they are in the markets. I understand they are in the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. Get on board, start chatting, start advertising your jobs and your wares, start mentoring on that platform. I won't continue without appreciating a classmate, I think the past President General just before Michael Magaji, now Chief Lawrence Wilbert. Lawrence, I remember when we were all in primary school and our little antics, it's great. To be honest, TNN had only just started when I had a conversation with Lawrence Wilbert, Chief Lawrence Wilbert, um, who was then President General of Usosa. And that's when I saw a new vision that I hadn't thought about. So kudos again to the founders, kudos to those carrying us forward, kudos to every Usosan doing their bit in the world, doing their bit in their various spaces, announced or unannounced. We're all one, we're all together. Get on Alumni Hub, locate a mentor, chat with a mentor, find a job, um, get plugged in. It's all about networking. Besides, if we don't support our own, who do we support? It's as simple as that. A united Usosa where everybody knows where everybody is as simple as that with Alumni Hub. Much more to come on that. We're going to have a podcast with the founders as we go along. Yeah, so this is just a few of the various podcasts we've done. Won't have been made possible without Chioma, without the Sec Gen, Chidi, Anene. Chidi, well done for all you do. I know during the London plenary, you were up at one point as early as 6 a.m. to make sure that the hall was ready, to make sure that everything was in place to host the amount of people who came to that function. Kudos to FGC Doani, people like Akintoye Olorode, people like Dr. Now Professor Bernard Ezigbo, my classmates. Thank you all. At some point, we hope we will get each of you on board. The aim, again, is to showcase our own, to foster unity, to bridge the gap between diaspora and Nigeria, to make sure that we bring the best between Nigeria and diaspora to delivering on the ground in Nigeria. I hear the president of the nation, uh, Bola Tinubu, is now an honorary um, alumni of the King's College. Fantastic. So we should get his ear. We should be able to have a conversation with him at some point. We know that the head of service is an Usosa. We're looking forward to getting you on the podcast. We're looking forward to sharing your experiences and your wealth of knowledge. Uh, we know that the chief of army staff, I believe, is also an Usosan. We want you here. When you watch this, whoever watches this and is interested in getting on the platform to tell their own story, to showcase their companies, to showcase their wares, to showcase themselves, get in touch. Chioma Publicity, Chidi Segjen, even myself, the TNN representative, get in touch with us. Our links are below. You can see the links. We will put numbers as well so that you can contact us directly. And we can move forward with showcasing again our best. Now, showcasing is not enough. We have to do, quote unquote. So, in the course of showcasing, we will see if we can pair up individuals. Again, this is one of the visions of the new Nigerians. We'll see if we can pair up individuals in the same fields to do things in motherland, to do things in Nigeria, to make sure that Nigeria progresses, leave a good legacy for the upcoming ones who have never experienced the wealth of knowledge or the various experiences we have had as ancestors. I kid you not. We were given transportation money in Itoani after term. The quality of food we had, the quality of education. We had people, teachers from far and wide, the Philippines, Ghana. Michael Magji used to tell me about teachers from abroad in his school. The principal for people like Bola Wobamise, Dr. Taribiu, uh, was an Englishman. I believe his name was Davis. I can't quite remember now. So that mixture where you had far and wide, Sokoto indigene attending school in Idoani, Enugu indigene attending school in Yola, without fear, traveling easily, a mixture of multi-ethnic without judging, all coming together, doing things together. Think about your football teams. Think about your basketball teams. Think about the nicknames. Think about the education, the quality of products. This is why we are doing what we do. And together, we can all be successes. Pro-Unitate, there'll be more to come. Obviously, we'll always try and keep you guys updated on the progress. Again, with your support, with your contributions, not necessarily monetary, but to make sure that what we are doing impacts the lives of people, impacts the lives of our people, the lives of our children. Because let's be honest, the children are the nation's wealth now. The youth are the nation's wealth. The class of 2005 coming out from each federal government college, what's going to happen to them? How do we create those opportunities for them going forward? Who do we help? Who do we carry? These are questions that need answering, and I'm sure our guests, future guests, will let us know, offer solutions. Thank you all for your time. I'm really grateful, and I hope that you've got a bit of knowledge now and you'll be eager to go and watch the podcasts on the various platforms. Grateful for your time until we meet again, for us to let you know how much further we've gone since the first 10 episodes. Chioma, look forward to seeing you on Thursday where we host the next great light of Usosa. Have a good day. Goodbye, people. Thank you.